Thank you again. Welcome to the Boxing Rundown. We come to Thompson this time again. So thank you for having us again. Thank you for being, letting us come here and share another Monday night with you guys. All right. Now, what I wanted to talk about was, first of all, I wanted to give out. I know, unfortunately, we've had a couple incidents that happened where one of our regular hosts came out with the COVID-19. So we want to give Anthony Saldana and his family a lot of prayers, guys. So everybody that's watching right now, man, put them in your thoughts, put them in your prayers. If you guys light a candle for them, light a candle for them. You know what I mean? They're going through a tough time with this virus, so just keep them in your thoughts. Thank you very much. With that said, once again, man, I'm happy. I'm your host, Boxing Ruckus, along with the
X-Man. We're a little like...
You're a little what?
We started kind of late.
Oh, man, you're all nervioso, bro. Don't worry about it, dude.
That's because usually he does a little shout-outs.
Everything flows, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right? So, with that, I just wanted to ask you guys a couple of opinions on this weekend's fights. Were you guys, as a promoter, Thompson, and as a matchmaker, were you guys entertained by Shakur Stevenson this weekend?
I actually didn't watch the show.
No, you did?
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, you saw the two fights prior to that, and so it was kind of anticlimactic. He didn't really put on a great show.
Right.
And his opponent let the show down too, because he didn't come in. He was not an equal opponent. So I don't think we saw the best of him.
And that's what I'm saying. And this question might be good for Alex. If you have Shakur Stevenson, a very talented guy that everybody's speaking about, would you have paired him with the guy that they paired him with? It was another lefty, another southpaw, so both of them were southpaw, but it was like Mr. Thompson says, it was a very dozing fight, man. I was dozing in and out, man. I ended up watching DVR stuff from the 5th to the 10th round.
Same thing over and over again?
Yeah, man. I was like, what's going on here, man? What's happening?
Sometimes on paper you have a good matchup, right? And styles make fights always.
Right.
And we know that. And I'm pretty sure that the expectations from the top ranked side were much higher than what happened inside the ring. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what happened, as they were preparing for the fight, during fight week. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the expectations were much higher, and either, as Kenny said, one of them disappointed a little bit. Shakur did enough to win the fight. I guess that's the ultimate goal. But that's not what sells tickets. That's not what gets people happy.
Right.
Top Rank has been coming off really great, fabulous shows over the last couple of months with really great main events. Right. And a lot of the cards have done very well. But you always get those. Sometimes you have fights that you don't even want to match because you think that one guy is so above the other, and then it ends up being a great match.
Right.
Sometimes somebody gets hurt in the middle of of a fight because of a cut or whatever. So it's the intangible, and that's what makes the sport what it is. It's what makes it fun to watch. And sometimes it's tedious to watch like that fight.
Yeah, my question was Shakur is, does he have that it factor, kind of like Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis? I think he's, from what I'm seeing so far, I don't think he has that. Right? He's talented. Right. He's silver medalist, I think, in the Olympics, but I think he's missing that excitement factor, that X factor. I don't think he has it. I don't see it so far.
Right. No, and I agree with you.
He has all the skills in the world, but the casual fan or the fan that tunes in every now and then does not want to see that. They want to see excitement, right? They want to see guys get hurt. Yeah. Let's not kid ourselves. We want to see people get hurt.
That's what the sport is.
Yeah. Exactly. We want some vulnerability. I think that's ours, right?
Sure.
The guy that goes in, he's talented, but he's also there to get hit. Kind of like Tank Davis, Tank Davis has all the skills, but we know that he could probably one of these days he's gonna get put down on his ass because he goes in for the kill, so he's open to those shots. Right?
Vulnerable,
yeah. Vulnerability.
So, exactly.
Now, let's talk about the ones that you wanted to talk about, bro. You were very excited about this one, man. Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga.
Why exactly? That's why.
Okay, but I'm saying I think he's a great talent. Xavier feels
No.
otherwise.
Well,
Xavier has
I'm
kind of
not
like the
saying-
majority of the
what I'm-
boxing fans.
What I'm
do you
saying
feel?
what I'm saying is I'm not saying he's not gonna be a great talent or Puerto Rico's he's American, but put the next Puerto Rican good fighter. But I think that we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here.
You think
I
so?
mean, yeah. I mean, he has 16 knockouts and 16 first round knockouts. But I think it's a little too early to kind of put him up there, right? Like to coin him the next great because he is kind of sloppy. He's in love with his power. What's gonna happen when a guy avoids his shots, right? And a guy counters him and catches him flush. Those are questions that still need to be answered, right? So,
Right.
and to that day, I'm not saying that it's impressive what he's done so far, right? And I'm not saying that the guy he fought was a nobody, but he was not really, not even a B-level fighter, I don't think, because
But I think
a record.
he's a guy that a lot like I know that Andre Wars used him as a sparring partner. I know that Kovalev used him.
Sierra?
Sierra.
Ulysses Sierra. We actually had him in one of our shows back in San Diego.
In San Diego. So and he had never been down.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying that he was no
Right.
good. What I'm saying is to be coining somebody like the next big fighter. He needs to face better opposition, and when he does that, then the real questions are going to be answered. Like he's calling out David Benavidez. Come on, if they were to fight tomorrow, I would have picked Benavidez to knock him out, even though I've never seen Berlanga hurt. I'm just gonna.
I agree with you to a certain degree, but you also have to think that for his age,
Right.
where he's at,
Right.
he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe a lot of guys that are 16-0 take away the knockouts, yes or no. It doesn't really. I mean, it will obviously make a difference, when you look at it from that perspective. But what I'm saying is that he's doing what he's supposed to do at the age that he's in.
Yeah.
And if he's not, if he would be saying, "Well, I have to improve myself," I would like to be one day
He
like
believes
so
in
and so. Well, then he's not. The best fighters out there are the ones that talk a lot of trash.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they
The
believe
ones
in
that are very confident in themselves.
Yeah.
If you have a guy that is, okay, I just knocked the guy out and I'm going to go to church. It's fantastic that that's the message, but that's not what makes a star. That's not what makes a star.
No, and I get that.
And I think he's fighting the right guys.
Right.
And that's one of the things that the media does. I don't think it's Top Rank saying that, this is the greatest, thing since sliced bread. It's just the media and the fans also just get excited with it, which I think it's
Which
okay.
that's what sells. That's what I'm saying with, I'm just saying personally myself, like I said, his opponent wasn't a bum or anything. What I'm saying, I think it's a little too early. He's passing all the tests. He's doing what he has to do. But I'm saying right now, I'm not going to be one of those guys saying, "Oh my God, this guy's amazing. He's unstoppable."
You see, the guy came in.
Yeah, because I need to see
Right.
more of him.
He looked when he got in the ring. The opponent, he looked fabulous.
He did.
Yeah.
And he looked like he could take care of himself, and he's not
He
going
was
to.
connecting.
He was connecting.
Yeah.
All the money would have been no chance of getting knocked out in the first round. But this guy came in and hit him with everything that he couldn't defend against him.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, to be honest with you, no matter who they put in that ring that wasn't in world class contender, he would have done the same thing to him because this guy's got what it takes. He's got power, speed, determination, and he throws from every angle. He threw that left hook, which was devastating, and then come right back with the right hand and bouncing off the guy's head. He didn't know what to do. Instantly.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when he fights that.
Sure.
And I'm gonna be honest.
Eventually, he's going to fight somebody.
There's something I don't know. There's
Here we go.
something that I
and
feel
there's
that
people like Alex said and and Ken said, the media loves him. I love him.
Well, no.
The media, I love him. But the boxing purists are the ones that are coming out right now and saying, who has he fought?
No, bro.
Well, but
I like him.
Okay,
If
so
you look at my Facebook,
let me
I'm
ask you,
posting about him.
Who
I
do you,
like the
who do you
knockouts.
who do you want him to fight next?
Well, of course, I'm gonna go what he says.
No.
I'm not gonna say go fight Benavidez next. There's a process. He's passing.
But you're right. I mean, the same thing happened with, let's say, as an example, might not be the same, but Ryan Garcia, right?
Right.
Who has he fought yet? Well, he's been proven. Everybody.
Yeah, there's a process, and I say that all the time.
Right.
Unless you're Teofimo Lopez, right?
Right.
15, 16 fights, and there's always an exception
An
to the rule.
exception. Well,
But-
Teofimo and Loma.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is, it's too soon, in my opinion, to be calling them the best. But as promoters, that's what they got to do. Right? Bob Arum did say he was the hardest hitting fighter has seen since the young Mike Tyson. He did say that.
Right, and I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only seen him fight for less than 30 minutes in his 16 fights. So if you say, where is he going from there? Well, we'll never know until he moves up to a 3 fight. But anybody gets in the ring with him, they've got to be at their very best because he definitely is going to be after him on the first round.
No, they had the list of, I think, like the longest streaks in boxing with first round knockouts. I think there were 6 names.
21 though.
There were 6 names, right?
Yeah.
And only one of the names there was the name that I remember, and that was Valero.
Right.
The other, what happened to the other guys? So what I'm saying is, we've seen this before, right? And I think more times than not, it has not been the case that they become something really big.
Right.
Let me comment on this. Paul Banke says Shakur will beat Devin Haney. Paul Banke,
What's the
world
boxer?
champion, ex-boxer, says Shakur will beat Devin Haney. Now, what I was going to say is, Shakur did make a statement. He said that he's been in the ring with Crawford. He's been in the ring with different people. He says he beats Canelo. I don't know how this kid says.
No,
this.
I think he's talking about like if they were the same weight,
Yeah,
like
but
pound
I
for
mean, he
pound.
needs to stop.
Yeah, if he wants to beat Canelo, then I can fight King Kong tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
And as far as beating Devin, he's no chance because you got 2 different styles.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, Devin Cheney's going to tear him up.
Now, Paul Banke did say Merry Christmas, Mr. Thompson. Merry Christmas, Alex.
Merry Christmas,
There you
Paul.
go. There you go, Paul.
Shout out to Paul Banke.
Paul Banke, man. Welcome.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hey, he's a hardworking man, man. He's going everywhere right now.
Maybe Paul could have beat either one of them.
Paul probably could have beat him. Yeah. Now, one question that I asked him while I was doing the setup was, is Verdejo done?
Hard to come back from that, right? I mean,
Right.
Verdejo has been a guy that years ago, as you remember, they touted him as the greatest next thing that happened to Tito Trinidad, and didn't pan out.
No.
But I don't think it has to do with ability. He's a good fighter. Who knows what goes on in this guy's personal life, and sometimes if you shine too much, like we were talking about the same thing about Berlanga. Sometimes if you shine too much light on them, and now with social media, forget it. Everybody and the brother is your best friend, and but I don't know. Verdejo was, I think he bounced back very well after the couple of upsets that he had before, but I don't know how you do this one time.
I mean, it looked like it was going to be an easy night for him, and then Nakatani wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
But you guys know about those Japanese fighters?
Yeah, man, they're
Tougher than nails, man.
And to be honest with you, you couldn't stop him. He just took everything he had and went right after him. Once he got him in trouble, you could smell blood instantly.
It was just kind of. I mean, that was kind of sad, man, because like we need a Puerto Rican fighter, dude. We need the next.
Berlanga.
Boxing needs it.
You have Berlanga, bro.
Berlanga.
You have Berlanga. Tito likes him. Tito Trinidad really likes him. Felix Tito Trinidad likes Berlanga. They hang out together, so
That's
I
good for
think
boxing,
He's gonna
man.
be the one, bro.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm saying he's the one that's gonna give him entertainment. All right, so let's just say that. I'm not saying he's gonna be the next Puerto Rico big star, but I think he's
As long as he
going the
becomes
right
a
way.
champion, then he's made it, man.
Yeah, he's made it. All right, so I guess what I was gonna say is we'll talk in boxing. I was gonna bring up Berlanga to see who we want to pair him with next, but we already talked a lot about Berlanga. Let me bring you guys to this one: Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Since we had that fight this weekend, where Anthony Joshua beat Pulev. What do you guys think? You guys think that fight should flourish between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the biggest heavyweight fights you'll ever see. I mean, this is 2 of the best heavyweights that ever got in the ring, and when you put them together,
Has to happen.
2 different styles. You've got the Gypsy King. This boy cannot be handled. He brings too much. So Joshua has got to be at his very best, and I don't think that best is going to take him all the way to the winning circle. Tyson Fury has got everything you can think of.
I think Tyson beats him. Yeah.
You can see how, in the Pulev fight, the first couple of rounds, Anthony Joshua was a little bit, apprehensive.
Hesitant, yeah.
Yeah. I read somewhere that they think that he's chinny. I don't think he's chinny.
I think he's careful now.
No.
Do you
he's
think
careful.
Andy Reese changed them?
I think anybody that will hit you that hard will change your life. You know, whether you're a fighter or you just got hit at the bar. It's the same. It's the same thing. You're not gonna approach the next fight.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, you're not gonna approach your next fight. You're not gonna be as brave as the last time. So I don't think he's chinny, but if he's a little apprehensive with a guy like Tyson Fury who would take no for an answer, I think I'd give him that shot. But it's a great fight. I mean, it'd be a mega fight if it does come to fruition.
Bob Arum called it this era's Ali versus Frazier. Do you guys think it's that big?
I think it's huge.
Yeah, I think it is. To be honest with you, I think it may even be bigger. You've got two of the, one from Europe over the pond and one from here. You've got two fabulous fighters.
They're both from England, but Tyson Fury does stay here in the States now. So yeah, that'll be good.
I mean, it's the biggest fight.
And they want to hold it right when
Probably for this generation. I don't know. I mean, nobody could say back in those days that Ali Frazier was the greatest of all time until a couple years after. But for our generation, for this generation, for sure, is one of the biggest heavyweight fights that we'll ever see.
Especially since you looked at Tyson Fury against Wilder. I mean, that said a lot.
Right?
Picked them apart.
Pick them apart.
Because I would have taken Wilder over Joshua.
And now would you do that?
Well, to be that probably never take place because there's no reason for it.
Well, it depends if it's shoulder or the gloves or the trainer.
You're right into that conspiracy, man.
No, I'm just saying if he's ready, but he has to go through all those conspiracies first.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I just feel that Wilder's a broken man. I mean, he's just not the same anymore.
No, he's not. He carried 150 pounds of a thing into the ring.
Yeah.
He did
Pretty cool, though. I'd love to have that in my house. That would be great.
I would get it as a souvenir, right?
Yeah,
As a souvenir. Why not?
absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Now, let me ask you guys this. And since somebody's bringing it up, our famous troll Jaime Cosecho says, tell Mr. Thompson that you share illegal streams. I've never shared no illegal streams, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. But all right, man. So with that said, were you guys surprised with the numbers that Mike Tyson did? 1.6 million buy-ins?
No, I wasn't surprised.
You were surprised?
Is it 1.6?
1.2.
Was it 1.2?
Well, yeah. It was. They were
Okay, let's just say 1.2. I heard 1.6.
Well, even if it's over 800,000, it's impressive. Yeah.
Right, because we had Gervonta Davis versus Leo did 225, right?
Well, especially in this day and age where everybody's speaking about
piracy.
streaming. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, those are impressive numbers.
Yeah, they're very. Yeah.
The hilarious thing is when a fight does 400,000 and people on social media, that's not shit. That
Yeah, but those are the ones they never bought it.
Exactly.
The ones that are saying, it was 250,000. That's crap. Did you buy it?
Right.
No, then you're the problem.
You're the problem,
exactly.
Right?
So no, but it is impressive. It is impressive how Tyson. I mean, I was telling the story to Kenny earlier today about the Tyson fight because it's impressive to know that a guy that has been retired for such a long time. Both of them actually.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years, and Jones also for quite a few.
Five or six, yeah.
And I wasn't gonna buy it, but my two sons were like, "Let's buy it. Come on, let's watch it." And I'm like, "No." I said, "Crap." And then 15 minutes later, I'm sitting down watching it.
Hey, all right, let me answer this. No, I'll save that question for when we're interviewing Thompson Boxing right now. And Nancy, I saw your question. I'm gonna ask it when we do the interview with them. Okay? Right now we're just going what's out in boxing, but I want to ask two questions during that just came up. Now let me get the last one, and then that's it. Pacquiao wants to fight 2 times in 225 and 221. Do you guys think he could do it?
Sure. I think he's still in great shape. He's
still in great shape?
He's not that old.
Would you pair him against Spence?
Sure.
Damn, Alex, you're a killer.
Think about it. Where else is he? What other big fight? Because Pacquiao's not going to fight just
Mikey Garcia?
Sure.
Mexican American.
That could be the first one out, and then try to finish it up with Spence.
Oh, so you're saying? Oh, I like what you're saying.
I mean, Pacquiao's already a freaking living legend. Imagine if he beats Spence.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah,
Where does
he's
he
a
put
Hall of
him?
Famer.
If he beats Spence, I mean, where?
It's done.
It's astronomical if he does something like that. I mean, look.
He did with Thurman.
Think about it. If he hangs with those guys, just hanging. I'm not talking about beating them, but if he's able to do what a lot of people don't think, and I think he's got still, he can still fight. He showed it.
He's got gas in the tank.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, when has he? I mean, besides the Marquez fight, when he just,
right.
probably still
Damage. Yeah.
But other than that, he's had an amazing career.
Amazing.
Well, he'll sell, no matter how you look at it.
Oh yeah, he'll sell.
Far above anybody else's, no matter who it is, Spence or Mikey Garcia. Neither one of them carry the weight he does.
Yeah.
So when you get him in the ring, people are going to buy that fight, no question about it.
Will it do 1 million pay-per-views?
Say again?
Will it do 1 million pay-per-views like Mike Tyson?
It's very hard. It's very hard now.
No, Mike Tyson could sell 1 million hits just on himself alone. I mean, that's where he sells because of his reputation, his lifestyle. And then you throw Jones in there with him, the two of them, they're living legends. So people want to see that fight just like you go to a museum to see the
So you're saying it was the
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
Boxing.
Okay. So let me ask this. Because I know that Evander Holyfield says, I'll fight Tyson again for a third time.
After they found out about the pay-per-view numbers.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. What would be the numbers for that?
Look.
If they do have a third fight.
What's going to happen is this. The YouTubers want to fight boxers. But see, the retired fighters want to fight each other because they're trying to, but they're gonna dilute it so much. They're gonna make a mockery out of it. Just wait a couple more fights, and we're not gonna be talking about this. We're gonna be talking about real fights.
I like that, Alex.
So it's part of the circus. Okay, just enjoy it for where it lasts. But the moment that Evander comes out of the woodwork, and then Riddick Bowe trains and loses 300 pounds, and he's ready to fight again, then we know that this is going down the wrong path.
Okay.
So eventually that's going to happen.
And you know what? Now, this is why we come to Thompson Boxing, guys, because they give it to us raw. And I was waiting to hear
Buster
that.
Douglas says he wants.
Oh,
Tyson
Jesus.
too.
This is almost 60 years old.
So no, man. With that said, those were the only hot takes that I had. You had anything else?
No, dude.
All right, man. Well, now let's make it official. Finally, we're back here at Thompson Boxing for our last show of the year, and you guys have your last show for this year too. The 3-2-1 boxing will be the last one this year.
Absolutely, yes.
So welcome back to the show, Mr. Ken Thompson and Mr. Alex Camponovo, bro. What's up? We're back, baby.
Just talk for yourselves.
Yeah. Now we've had 4 events this one will be the 4th one.
Fourth and after the lockdown, yes.
The lockdown. After the lockdown, this is the 4th 3-2-1 boxing.
Right.
It's been a total success. I know the first one was a pay-per-view, but then the next ones have been, you guys were able to get a lot of your sponsors to come in and take care of the fighters, and you guys are streaming it. The numbers are high. You guys have a great team right there with Beto and Dougie. Mm-hmm. And they bring a lot of stuff. They bring a lot of people. They integrate a lot of the fans. So how is it really looking on your end? Let me ask you that. How are the 3-2-1 boxing shows looking on your end?
They look fabulous. Boxing has always been an acceptable sport, so the sponsors love it.
Yes.
They can get their name out to 160,000 people on a night.
Mm-hmm.
That's great for them. We had our sponsors call us. Are you going to have a show? We want to be part of it.
Well, that's good.
We invited them in. They paid for the tab and get us where we have to be, and away we go. So Alex has done a fabulous job putting together some great fights. They like it. The sponsors love it. And we're in the game till the end, and that's where it's at. We love it.
You guys have always been ahead of the trend. You guys were the first ones to get on it. You know what I mean? You jumped on shows when the COVID lockdown came through. You guys were the ones that were doing them. You guys do it at your facility.
Yes.
That's a big plus for you guys. You guys have your own facility.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have to be dealing with everybody else or like hotels or something. Well, do you do still? Because
No, we have to, yes.
you still have to.
We must create a bubble for
Do
all
you?
that. Oh yeah, we have to. Per the rules of the state, we definitely have to create
Can
a
you
bubble.
break that for us? How is it works?
Well,
to do a show?
the way it works is for the fighters themselves, we get them tested 5 weeks out before the fight. Every week they get tested, so we know that they're okay.
Right.
The state of California, under the new regulations, we have to test everybody 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out. I'm talking about the athletes.
Okay.
So our last test round came last Friday, and not only do we do the fighters, but I also have everybody test that is part of the show. Everybody that's in the production, the broadcasting.
5 weeks out too, or 3 weeks?
No. This is 2 weeks out.
Okay.
And then we're going to test again per the commission rules. Everybody that needs to be at the weigh-in tests on Friday morning, because the weigh-in is Saturday, and those that are only participating on the show on Sunday test on Saturday morning, so they get the results to be at the event. So once we check into the hotel, our host hotel, nobody goes. Nobody goes anywhere. Nobody does anything. We get results. We're within the group. We have to cater the food to the fighters, to everybody that participates on the show. So that has changed how we do business. That's why we're only doing 3 fights per event, because
it gets expensive.
Yeah, it gets pretty expensive, but it's manageable. We've done it in a, we used to host all our fighters anyway, but now we have to do it in a different way.
Is there anything that you're doing now because of the pandemic that you're gonna stick to once we're out of the pandemic?
Look, there's a lot of things about the pandemic that are really good. I love the weigh-ins. The weigh-ins are 15 minutes long because we've done all the paperwork. Everything's done ahead of time. We don't have the lingering, waiting, send me this, send me that. It actually makes things much easier. We obviously miss our fans.
Right.
We miss a lot of the fighters that we feature. They have large numbers of fans and family and stuff, and I'm sure they want to be. But at least we're bringing the fun to the home.
Online.
Yeah, online.
Eric, speaking about fans, Eric Ramirez says, Thompson Promotions put on a good show in Ontario. Can't wait till fights come back. Well, fights come back live, I guess, in Ontario,
of course.
Right? I think all of you guys want it, man. I think everyone wants it. Another question from Paco Perez says, when will Thompson Promotions have more female boxing? Yes, already had. No?
Yeah, we haven't had a female match in a long while. To be honest with you, I'm sure there's going to be opportunities down the line. Yeah,
they're coming. You know what I mean? Now, with the and I'm trying to be optimistic and positive. With the vaccines, they started vaccinating people today in the USA. With the vaccine here, are we looking forward to live shows at the DoubleTree or maybe at the Omega Center? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. No, once we get clearance on it, we'll be back. We enjoyed being in.
I enjoyed being there.
We have a couple thousand people out there watching, cheering these fighters on. It means a lot to the fighters and to us. Plus, it gives us the gate, which is very important.
Right.
So, at that point, you take a different approach because we have 3 fights on the bubble, but we have 6, 7 fights at night, and no, we love it. I mean, we look forward to it for the fighter. We've taken some of these fighters all the way through. We have an opportunity to build their careers at the hotel where we're having our fights, and that's what most people don't have when you have a year program.
And you'll probably have a full house. I mean, not that you don't already, but once boxing is back, I mean, I miss myself going to a fight.
Sure. Look, once things are safe, and this is not something that we're imposing on the fans, as they need to understand, is local governments. We have to deal with the counties. We understand exactly what's happening. It's not that we're spiteful of the fact that we cannot have people in our shows. We got to follow the regulations for the safety of the fighters, ourselves, and everybody else involved. We would hate for the fans to have get into any medical issues because they came to a show. Right. But more than anything, the commission and the state regulates what we do. And as of now, professional sports, as it is, can be done without any attendance in the state of California. And that's not going to change for a little while. Now that the vaccine is starting, obviously it's not going to be for all the population of the state, but
it'll take a while.
We're hoping that by the summer, we're somewhere back to normal.
And I was going to say probably the summer, because I was going to have a question here from Nancy Leanda. She's part of the commission in Texas. From a business perspective, how have you managed to impact? How did you manage the impact of the pandemic? How did you guys? Well, that's how they did.
It's huge. I mean, it has had a huge impact on us. Just the fact that we don't have the gate like Kenny just mentioned is huge. Number one. Number two, we have to cut down on the amount of fights that we're doing from 7, 6 to 3. It has affected the athletes themselves. They haven't been able to train as normal as they have. One, because of being afraid of getting the virus. One, or the gyms being closed here in California. They open them, close them, open them, close them as many times. You cannot even go to a 24-hour fitness to run on a treadmill.
No.
And understandably so. However, it has affected everybody. And if you look at the numbers of fights globally, has gone down more than 75%.
Yeah.
You know, it's for boxing in general. And us being part of a live entertainment, the same as musicians, you know, everybody that's performing, we're probably going to be the last ones to go back to some sort of normalcy. Other businesses are going to probably go there faster, but having massive events where you have more than, 500 people, they're going to be considered high risk for the time being.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I heard Bill Gates today in an interview, and he said something about the summer. That's why when you said the summer right now, I kind of like ding, because he said we might not see anything go back to whatever the new normal, because it's not going to be like normal where we have 1,000 fans in there, but probably at least if we have 500.
A percentage, right.
If we have 500, I mean, that's 50% of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be good. But yeah, he mentioned the summer. So is that something that a lot of people think the summer?
Well, you know, we don't know how this is going to go. I mean, look at the trend that we had. We started really bad in March, April was bad, May was pretty bad, and then it curved down. But then now the curve is insane.
It's way up.
It's insane.
It's insane.
You know, and I think we're hoping that this vaccine works for everybody, and we'll be watching it. And the moment that they say go, we're going to be ready to go.
Have you had a boxer in your stable that does not want to fight at all because of this virus? Like,
no, not really. We've had some instances of fighters that were a little bit concerned with traveling, you know, being on a plane, and it's like I said, understandable. You know, a lot of people don't want to go anywhere, but most of the guys that are ready to go, they're anxious. You know, this year has been difficult for them too.
See, we only have so many shows.
Right.
Not like normal where you have 12 shows a year, 12 events. Now we're down to half a dozen.
About half a dozen.
Yeah, and so you can't keep as many fighters busy because you only have 3 fights on that show.
right?
Right now, I think you're gonna hit on that question, Mr. Thompson. Because what I was gonna say is, and I know you guys plan ahead. I know this is the last one, but this doesn't mean that you guys are not planning for 2021. So, 2021, how many 3-2-1 boxing events are we projecting already?
Well, we're thinking starting in February.
Right?
Oh, February, back in February.
Right. Yeah, we'll do as many as we possibly can.
Can you guys do one monthly? Oh no, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking.
We could, but I think
I'm being selfish on this one, right?
No, we're trying to do at least one every 6 weeks. That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. That was the plan originally back in July. We kind of hit that mark. We usually never do a show in December.
Right.
We never did actually in our 20 years. We never did a show in December because everybody's worried about the holidays. But that had to do with the gate.
Right.
Now we're not worried about the gate. You know, and we're Sunday afternoon. We're in between a couple of football games. We're trying to, you know, get as many eyeballs as we can.
And there's a fighter you have there next show that
Woo-hoo! Oh man, I mean, we're talking about a big boy right there. Yeah. Since you want to get into that, here we go, man. Talk to us about the card. We have headlining as Ruben Torres, who's a KO artist, right? We have Saul Sanchez, who just captured I believe it's WBA. Is it a Continental?
I think it's the Fed Latin.
Fed Latin, right? Like a Latino belt.
Yeah.
And then we have also Brewer, right?
Yeah.
In the card. So all those guys are like top guys. But talk to us about all the fights in that card.
Well, Ruben Torres, as you mentioned, Ace, is a terrific fighter. He wasn't slated originally to be the main event, but he took the spot of Michael Dutchover, his stablemate, because Michael suffered an injury in the gym. He's doing fine. He went back home to Texas to be with his family for the holidays. But Ruben's going to be fighting a tough guy in Jose Luis Rodriguez, who's fought everybody in the lightweight division.
The lightweight division.
Tough guy. I don't think never been stopped. He actually fought Verdejo, we're talking about a few minutes ago, and he beat him in Puerto Rico, but they gave it to Verdejo. He fought at the island. I mean, it's different over there.
All right. And never in the island. Hey, Mauricio Herrera beat Danny Garcia in the island, and he's still there.
Right.
That's what you got to do it like Salido did.
Oh yeah.
He went the distance with Antonio Orozco, and with one of his last outings, he fought Sharif Bogari when Bogari was a tough guy and he was in the up and up. So he's fought everybody. He's been here in California for already a week. We got him here early enough so he can finish up his training.
And test him.
He's fine. Everything's good. I just got the last update from him. He's about 2 pounds from his weight. So he's perfect. It's going to be a tough fight for Ruben. He's, as you know, all action. Mm-hmm. I think one of our better prospects, one of our best prospects. And then on the co-main event, we have a barn burner, Saul Sanchez, who just fought at 122, was campaigning at 118 prior to that, and now he's going down to 115 to fight mighty Mario Hernandez. And Mario, he doesn't have a lot of knockouts, right? But he throws a million punches around, and he's all action. And I think both these guys know that this is a crossroads fight for both of them. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to come out of that fight. We represent both fighters, but I think this is the fight that
decides who's who.
Well, yeah, and it's something. It's a match that I've been trying to make. It was a difference between 118, 115. We landed at 115. That is comfortable apparently for both guys. Mario went down also to 115, from 118 to 115. He's a short guy. I wish I could do that.
115.
Not 115. That would be impossible. I don't have to, But and then they've been talking a lot of trash, which makes it even more interesting. And our opening fight is Richard Brewer against Luis Hernandez. Also, both guys that are undefeated, 7-0 against 8-0-1. And these two guys have been talking garbage for the last 6 weeks to each other. They're going nuts with each other.
On social media, or
social media, yeah.
So,
I think when the bell goes off, so. Our last show of the year, I think we're going to cap this year. 2020 has been crazy for all of us with a terrific show, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement.
No.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you guys are gonna be watching the football game, stop watching the football game. Go to 3-2-1 boxing and watch this, man. Because what Alex just dropped to you guys, there's the openers are beefing.
Yep.
They're beefing in social media. So go check out their beef.
Beef is always good.
And once the beef is there, man, you're gonna love it. But I have a question for Mr. Thompson, man, because you got me scared. I think you're gonna be scared too, Ken. I don't know if you heard him. You were bringing a guy that hasn't been stopped. You're saying that's gonna fight Ace. Mm-hmm. To fight Ace. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're confident with your fighters.
Oh, I like that.
So we've got Ruben Torres, who gets better every fight.
Right.
And the better fighter he fights, that brings him up.
Right.
So he brings to the table determination, discipline. He's got a great trainer with Danny Zamora. Everything about him.
Who?
I know he's watching, so that's why I said who.
Danny, you owe me one.
Big shout out to Danny Zamora.
Trainer. He's going to bring him in ready to go.
Yes.
And so when you do that, you've got everything on your side. So I know his opponent's going to be the same, but I have all the confidence in the world in Ruben.
I mean,
it's a good test for him.
It's a good test for him. I think Ruben is. How can I say this, man? I think he's in a great track, man. I think you guys have something really good in Ruben. I think we could probably see, and I'm not saying a world title because I already know I'm gonna get chewed out here, but I see a title happening probably in the summer, like one of those like NABA or maybe a continental one for the WBO. Because I mean, the kid brings assets to the arena. The kid brings knockouts. So I mean, you guys have something really special there, man. I think we're gonna see a title, one of those titles.
He's got a great style. Yeah. Besides the fact that he throws the necessary amount of power in every single one of his punches, you can see that he's developing really, really well. And Danny is doing a great job. Don Chuy is now also helping in the corner, which actually brings another angle to everything that Ruben can do. We're very excited about how he's developing. His last fight in July, he fought a very tough kid, Oscar Bravo, and he picked him apart.
Right.
Picked him apart. Now, were we hesitant with that fight? A little bit, because the training was not what they wanted to to be, because they didn't have enough sparring. They were sparring Michael and him, and then I think they were with another guy.
Arnold Barbosa.
Barbosa, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was usually they spar 16 different guys as they're preparing for a fight. But now for this fight, it was a little different.
The pandemic, it's just.
But he looked great. Now, one thing I know for sure is that after the fight ended, I went up to Danny Zamora and I said, Danny, you look great. He goes, nah, we need to work harder. And for as much as that sounded wrong, that's the hunger I like, you know.
Well, that's what you want to hear.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So you don't have the guy that says, yeah, he looks great. He's the next greatest thing, you know.
You don't want the Wilder corner.
No. We want to make sure that he's learning, and he is. And the most important thing about it, he's a young guy that is listening and he's developing the right way. So, can we get him to a world title? Absolutely. Can we get him to get up in the ranks? He's definitely gonna get there.
And I think it's important that you're not like a bunch of yes men and the corner saying, yeah, you're the next best thing, because you make them work harder. You know,
of course, no.
You make him not think that he's there already, right?
And then Danny's been there a number of times. You know, he's seen the ups and downs of different fighters. So what could be better that you have that voice of experience that is telling you, we still got to work on certain things to improve your game.
And you should always have that mentality, I think. Man. You never stop learning, always getting better.
Oh, yeah.
But in the very beginning, we've looked at him like a future world champion. He brings to the table everything you want, everything.
And what are those things you look for that you like?
Right, that's what I was saying. When you guys first met him, what was something that attracted about Ruben?
Well, the very first fight, he just showed all types of talent. And so talent really, takes him to the top. He has it. He was determined. He was listening to his corner. And he looked fabulous in the ring. He fought a good fight. We said, this kid's on his way.
To me, it was, and that's a guy that took some years off before he went pro.
Right, because he was
took
going
some
to
years
college.
off. He was going to college, and then he went pro. So that's why I'm like, man, dude, imagine if he would have just went straight.
He comes from a very good family.
Yes.
Very supportive family. Very respectful kid. Smart, all the attributes that you would like to have in an athlete, but on top of that, he can fight. What could be better? So now another thing that he's doing is that Danny Zamora, as his manager, told him if you stop going to college, your boxing career is over.
Wow.
So he's still going to college.
He's still going to college. He's still going to college, and he wants to get his degree, and he has to get his degree because that's the agreement that he has with Danny. So. That shows you that he's not just going to the gym every day and to do whatever he's supposed to do to get better, strength conditioning that he does, the sparring, whatever. He's also going to school.
That shows discipline.
Absolutely, and that shows the importance of having a good team that surrounds you, and that it's more than 50% of what show inside the ring.
Hi, Isa Barreras, and I have a question from Louis Torres Jr., but also I wanted to ask you a question. Well, we take a break, but, I would like to pick Danny Zamora's brain. Every first show of the year.
There's not much there.
Oh!
It's going to be
I was going to try to get you.
You left there right there. It was an easy layup. I had to take it. It's an open shot.
I had to do it. Danny, there you go, man. I'm trying to get you to
we love you, Danny. I love you, brother.
2021. But let me ask you what Louis said. Louis says, who's someone you guys see matching Ruben with in the future? Who's someone you see in the division?
That's a trap, right?
He's a Torres. Is he somebody?
Yeah,
Torres family member?
Come on, Louis.
I mean, the Devin Haney's of the.
You like Devin Haney?
Sure. The speed that he has. I'm talking about Devin. It's terrific. But Devin probably going to move up to 140 soon. But it's one of those guys that you strive to fight because he's going to bring the best out of Torres.
I'm going to ask you guys the question. The top guys have 135, right? We have the Ryan Garcia. Teofimo Lopez, well, he's the alpha, right? You have Lomachenko, you have Devin Haney, you also have Jorge Linares, who's there, right? Out of those guys, who's the guy that's more visible to get the ace?
I would love a Linares fight.
Everybody wants the Linares. Why is it that
Oh.
everybody wants Linares in that division, man?
Well, first of all, I mean, he's been
The name.
The name is terrific, and it'd be. I mean, I'm not saying that Linares is finished by any stretch.
No.
No, he still have.
But it's just the name.
Sure, it's a great way to build up, and if
Put him on the map.
Yeah, put him on the map. If that fight would ever take place, it'd be in a heartbeat. We'll do it in a heartbeat.
And you know what? I like Ruben versus Jorge, because Jorge don't like me. He blocked me. So Jorge, come on, man. You know what? Hey, somebody knows Jorge. Hit him up, man. Let's get that Ruben Torres versus Jorge Linares fight.
Linares has been knocked out by like 4 Mexicans too. Or 5.
Woo-hoo, that's right, bro. You're looking at what I'm looking at, right? All right. I'm gonna get into a little bit more. And I'm not gonna. I don't think it's a sad news, but let's just say, how's Ruben Villa doing after that fight with Emmanuel Navarrete?
Navarrete.
Yeah.
Well, I think, he's probably doing good. He's got a great group of people around him.
Mhm.
His family's there. His trainer, Max Garcia, and his family. I think, Ruben is a very solid young guy.
Okay.
And he probably watched that fight several times. I mean, he only lost by 2 points after getting knocked down twice. So, he didn't have anything to be ashamed of.
Right.
He's a solid guy. He fought a good fight. Given that fight again, I would have said he probably would have adjusted a little bit and won the fight very easily. But how do we look at him? Without question, one of the best fighters in the world today at that weight.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely will be a world champion, guaranteed.
Okay.
So how do we look at him? Fabulous. How does his family look at him?
Fabulous.
And he himself is a very confident young guy. He's not somebody that gets down and can't get up again. He's a guy that thinks big, and he's going to be tremendous. He's just has to recover from that, look it over again, and move forward. Everybody gets hit once in a while. You're going to hit a bump in the road once in a while. He hit one, no problem.
To be honest with you, he did better than I thought. In my opinion, I thought it was too early for him. And when he got knocked down, I think in the first or second round,
yeah.
I said, this is the way it's going to go. But then I saw Ruben make adjustments, like in the 6th, 7th round. Like he found something. Like I don't know if it was confidence or something there. I mean, like in the rematch or something, I think it would be a different story.
Right.
I saw something in there in him that the fight ended. It didn't end bad for him, right? He didn't come out of that fight hurt, in my opinion. I think he did good the last half.
Okay, go ahead, Alex. If you have something to say, because I have a name that they're bringing up for Ruben.
Well, look, I think Ruben. Everything changed the first knockdown.
That's what changed.
His game plan went,
Sideways.
completely. So that, and let's just say it. I mean, he was legit. The second knockdown, he was hurt, and I was there. I could tell that Ruben was hurt. It was he got punched with a tremendous hit, but he was able to recover. He was able to finish the fight on his feet, and yeah, you don't want to say that. Oh yeah, but he didn't get beat up. To Kenny's point, the moment that the fight was over, he was ready to move on immediately. Sometimes you have the guys that they're. And I told him, I said, look, you got the pressure out of being undefeated out of the way. Because that sometimes also drives a fighter insane. Okay, so, it's out. And it was on a world title fight. We had other fighters that fought world title matches that they didn't make it. We had guys like Juan Carlos Burgos that we got him to 3 world titles and he didn't make it. One of them was a draw, which I thought we won on HBO. He fought Mikey Garcia also on HBO, and we went to Japan to fight Hasegawa. And the very first time that he fought for a world title, he was 21 years old, same age as Ruben. Sometimes a big fight like that will get to a fight's head.
And that's what I was asking.
You're probably visualizing something the whole time. They want to get to be a champion, and sometimes you forget how you're going to get there. How you're going to get there during the fight, especially if you get knocked down in the early rounds. That kind of changes everything. He's a very mature guy for his age, and he's going to go far, as Kenny said. I mean, he's got plenty of tools to his disposal that he can use in the near future.
It's like he learned in that fight.
Sure.
Almost like he learned as the fight was going. He learned something, and I think that's going to make him better.
And like you said, I mean, it's not only just the fact of losing. The defeat will teach you the most, and I think that's going to be important for him in the future. There's things that he's not going to do the same, whether it's in training or during the fight, that he did in that fight. And that's beneficial to him at the end of the day.
Right, it's kind of like he's a young fighter working his way up. Everything's in his corner, things are good. And then all of a sudden he gets a call from Alex, you're going to fight for a world championship. That changes your mindset. So now you got to adjust to that, and that could play a little role in that. But once he got into that fight, got over the knockdowns, then he came alive again.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
He knows that. Yeah.
And you know what, man? He took upon the killer at that.
The killer.
He wasn't trying to get this, vacant bout against,
Right.
He went. You
He
just
went
put
after
him
the
in there
big
with
boy.
with the big boy. You know what I
The
mean?
big boy,
It's like-
yeah. He moved up in weight, and it was in doubt to see if he could carry that power into from 122 to 126. Yes, absolutely, he could.
He could.
But Ruben managed it.
Yeah.
Managed it well, and had he won the last couple rounds, it's
We're
either
talking-
a draw
we're talking
or
a
he's
draw,
or he's crowned the champion.
Or Richard Brewer Jr. is online right now with us. So hey, Richard, what's up? Man? How you
Cool
doing?
breeze
Fighting?
in the house.
Right, we want to see that. We want to see that beef, man. We want to see that beef. What you guys are hearing
Oh
about?
no! Well, you got to see how the power of Brewer.
Brewer.
He gave us, tremendous performances at the DoubleTree.
Yeah.
Suffered a couple of injuries that set him back for a few, quite a bit of time. But before that, I mean, he was picture perfect knockouts.
Now, Michael Rios brought up a name, Rene Bravo Tellez. He's the guy that beat Carlos Valderas at 135. They're saying he would pair up good with Ruben. Is that somebody you guys would look at?
Yeah, I have to. I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head, but if it's a good challenge, for sure.
Well, I already got Ruben's people saying that Ruben will beat him, man. So, man, you guys are going
We
crazy
got
already.
matchmakers on here.
I know. I love all those matchmakers. They're the best.
It's different when it's your fighter, right? And you're actually.
Yeah. Here we go. Danny Roman looked really good on his PBC opening, right? I mean,
The debut for
his debut for
yeah.
PBC. He looked really good. Now, a lot of things came out of that one. He said he wants Nettie, but I think now PBC is trying to get Nettie with Figueroa.
Yeah, that's, I think, a done deal. Yeah.
It's a wrap already, is
Yeah,
that?
pretty much, yes.
Man, I really wanted Danny to get Nettie.
Well-
Lady and Castano.
And Danny Roman.
Well, we were the mandatory challenger for the WBC, but I'm good in boxing. I'm not good in politics, so I don't know how that happened. But it doesn't really make a difference for us. We are now we have a partnership with PBC with Danny Roman. We have a number of fights in line for him. There's conversation about things to happen in the first couple months of next year. We just saw Danny a week ago.
I was going to say that. I saw Danny here.
He's walking around at a svelte 130, ready to go. It's just, it could be ready at a drop of a hat. But he showed with the Payano fight. Payano was a really tough guy.
Right.
He was doing things inside the ring that I noticed that were very tricky. Eddie figured that out, and they made the adjustment. He won the last few rounds easily. Looked really good. It's not really the fact that we're not going to fight Neri. Probably we're going to meet him down the line. There's a lot of opportunities with the WBO. Also, he's ranked number 3. I'm sorry. He's also ranked in the BA. We're ranked everywhere. So Danny's going to be fighting for a world title, probably in a fight or two. Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm hearing from our favorite Jaime Cosecha that Mr. Thompson's not impressed by boxing knowledge. I never said I had boxing knowledge, bro. I'm not an expert. I'm just a host.
I
But
heard that line somewhere.
I know. I'm just saying. Danny Roman, he's like you guys said, a special talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I'm surprised that you said you're not good at politics, and I think I know how the politics work there. You know what I mean? Nettie did not look really good at that division. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you're not gonna give him a lion like Danny. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna try to give him somebody a lot easier, to beat probably.
Look, there was a lot of conversation between the two of them, or his people, Neri's people, and Danny. I don't know how that went down. They basically challenge each other on
Right.
on
And I
Instagram
saw it.
or
I
whatever.
saw it. Yeah.
But I had a little conversation with Eddie Gonzalez, with his manager, and I said, well, the fact that they talked doesn't mean that Neri really
They're gonna sign,
they really wants any of that smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, what happens is a lot of people will talk just for the social media aspect of it.
Yeah.
But when you sign the contract, that's when you mean it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I don't know why everybody wants Nettie, But I mean, what about AJ? Is he like still there? The guy that MJ, yeah.
Well, MJ is with the Rush. No, he's not. From
But
Russia,
they work with the Zone with Matchroom.
They're with Matchroom still. That's
and
a fight.
PBC.
That's a fight that Danny wants like
Badly.
yesterday. Really, really bad.
Did you guys advise him to take that fight still?
Sure. I mean, I wasn't there present. I watched it on TV because we were doing another show with Ruben Villa in Louisiana. But Kenny was there, and it was very close. I mean, I thought we won the fight, you know?
I got in the ring after and I said, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it, no question. I was shocked when they started calling them
The scorecard.
right. Shocked.
Now, and I said it last. I think I said it the last time we were at the show here, and I said, in order to beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ. And I don't think that MJ beat Danny. You know what I mean?
Did okay the first few rounds. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But let's say he ran away from Danny the last two rounds. The last round, he didn't even want to touch Danny. Right.
He was on cruise control, not because he knew he won. He didn't want to get close to Danny. Danny hurt him to the body. Now, probably Danny should have started in the first round instead of the fourth, or the second instead of the fourth, to actually do a little bit more damage. But at the very end of the fight, you could tell that the MJ didn't want anything to do with Danny.
With that said, right now, what you just said, is that an advice that you guys would give Danny? Like, don't wait till, I guess, the last 2/3 of the fight to get started. I mean, because does he have does have a tendency to start late?
We said that to him just after the fight when we went for lunch after the fight, but we didn't have to.
He knew already.
He knew. He just told us also, as I mentioned, we met a few days ago, and he also said the same thing. I should start earlier. So, if you talk about boxing IQ, probably that's one of the smartest guys in the sport. Not only that, he listens very well to what Eddie and Don Chuy say. They understand the game plan. They have a specific game plan for each one of their opponents, and he executes well. So I think he knows better than anybody else what he needs to do in his next fight.
When our famous troll Jaime just said, when I had Danny on the show, I said to Danny, yes, you won the fight. Yeah, and I did say it. Because didn't I say right now, in order to beat the champ, you have to beat the champ. You know what I mean? So come on, man. Don't try to get me in trouble here, man. So there we go. They're trying to get me over here. All right. So we're saying a couple fights and then he'll get a world title. That was my main question for Danny. Now, speaking about, since you guys have that partnership with PBC, a few weeks ago we had Errol Spence fight Danny Garcia. Now, I'm talking to Mr. Thompson, I'm talking to you as a matchmaker. After that, Spence looked fabulous. You know what I mean? It didn't even look like he had an accident. He did?
Well, he kind of tired at the end.
He tired at the end, but he looked good. He looked really good. Now, everybody wants to watch that fight, Crawford versus Errol Spence. From a promoter's side of view, Mr. Thompson, what's holding us back from getting that fight as fans?
Well, they'll come to get it. I mean, that's a big money fight.
So. Oh, we're going to get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
That will definitely happen down the road. There's no question about that. Because you get two of the best fighters in the world. Spence, I mean, he's got one style that's fabulous, and then you got Crawford, who has got a different one that together is going to be a magnificent fight. Yeah, I mean, Spence just took Danny apart. Danny Garcia didn't have a chance. I mean, he didn't look like he was a world champion in the past.
Exactly, so, bro. Yeah. You're hitting on some good stuff.
Spence is your guy. Now, how he can do against Crawford, I don't know. I mean, you've got two high-quality fighters, and that's a fight I think everybody wants to see. That would be just like the Tyson Fury fight.
They did it before.
Same thing.
PBC and Top Rank did it before with them too.
If you were able to be a promoter for one of those fights, Spence, Crawford, or Tyson, Joshua, which one would you want to promote?
Which one would you rather promote?
To be honest with you, I would go with Joshua.
The heavyweights.
Everybody loves the heavyweights.
That would be something you would never forget. No,
the one that has more zeros attached to it, that's the one that we want to go.
That's usually the heavyweight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, as a matchmaker, what's holding us from that fight? Like, you're looking at it as a matchmaker. You're a matchmaker for either PBC or for Top Rank.
I don't think it has to do with them,
the matchmaking.
but without them wanting to fight each other, right? But the business gets in the way, as it should be. Both fighters demand quite a bit of money. I don't know how you can provide them with those guarantees, considering what we're looking at. If you put them both on pay-per-view right now, I don't know if we really can sell it to 1 million people, where you could actually generate the amount of money that is needed. The only way that fight works is under a pay-per-view system, and I don't know if either one of them can actually generate that much. Now, you can work really hard to get there. As you're aware of what Bob Arum has said about Crawford. And it's not just his bravado that he's talking crap about his own fighter. It's just you have to understand the business side of it. It's not easy under the conditions that we're in without having any people in the crowd that you can actually pay each guy $10 million. You know, it's not as simple as that.
But why is it that every time when they ask Crawford, who do you want next or Spence, how come none of them say, well, I want Crawford next or Spence? Can you guys, since you guys are...
I don't know. I am sure that if you get them to sign the dotted line and say the next guy is Spence, they're not saying that because they're not guaranteed that they're going to get paid what they think they should get paid for the fight. Now, if you ask me as a fan, I'll sign it in a heartbeat, you know. But it's a little different with when the fighters are talking to each other or talking about the fight. Now, how does the fight go down? It's a beautiful 50-50 match. I don't know who wins that fight.
You got it?
Well, look, Spence as Kenny said, is great style. He's very fast. Just his flexibility inside the ring as far as what he can do, and then you have the aggression by Crawford. I don't know which one shows up the most at a certain time during the fight, which makes it a great match and be a fight that I like to watch too. All of us, I think. You know.
I think everyone wants to watch it. Michael Rio says that it's because both of them want to fight Pacquiao for that legacy fight and also the lottery.
I think he's...
Well, there's got to be something to it, but I think if they're holding on to fighting Pacquiao, they're wasting their time.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because if you're Pacquiao, I'd rather take on Mikey Garcia. And I'm not saying that Mikey is a lesser opponent than them too, but what I'm saying is you're going to generate more value with Mikey Garcia than with Crawford or Spence in that fight. Yeah, you will, bro.
No, look, here's
fan base, you will sell more. Even if they're making a pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia versus Pacquiao, they'll sell more pay-per-views than a Spence Pacquiao or a Spence Crawford Pacquiao. I think so.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, the only one that can really pick whoever the heck he wants to fight is Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You know, Spence and Crawford, they only have a certain route to go. Either they fight each other or they fight guys that are, in that circle.
That circle.
Yeah.
Well, Spence and Mikey did sell more than Spence Garcia.
Plus, it's a trophy fight if you fight Pacquiao.
Yeah.
A money fight if you fight each other. So you got to say to yourself, we're in it just for the trophy because it doesn't pay anything. I mean, on paper, down the road, it might be nice to see you fun, but it doesn't mean anything. It's like Bradley Pacquiao. I mean, that was a great,
Bradley did good
era, but it doesn't mean anything. Bradley went on and made a lot of money fighting other people.
Right.
And I think these other guys, they only have so many fights in their belt. And so you can't waste it. You got to jump in there and show the people what you really want. Crawford, Spence, and now you've got something. You've got a mega fight.
Yeah, but what happens if one of them loses, right? If it just they run the risk.
Somebody's gonna have to
before
lose.
They face each other.
Yeah.
It's how
well.
he loses.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, what happens if? I guess I didn't explain that. If Crawford, let's say if Crawford fight Brooke and somehow he got caught and he lost.
Crawford ain't losing to anybody right now.
What happens if Spence?
If anything, if there's any doubt of what Spence was going to be after that terrible accident that he got so fortunate, we all seen the footage. We all seen the footage of, you wouldn't think that anybody would walk out of that wreck. Well, he proved the point. He's still athletic. He did whatever he was supposed to do inside the ring, and he picked Danny apart. So those guys, even though they're not Pacquiao that he can decide whatever the heck he wants to fight. Those guys are on an elite level right now. It's like, Lomachenko and Teofimo. They're on an
Right.
elite level, the top level of their game, and they're only improving. Because they're still young. They haven't even reached their peak yet.
Oh, no.
You know, so
Crazy.
there's still plenty in the tank in those two guys that we're going to be, and that's exciting times. And we have a younger generation,
Oh, the younger generation is actually
you know,
really coming up.
that is actually going to feed the sport in a wonderful way in the next decade, I think.
Awesome.
So
Now, you're the one that brought it up, Alex, so I'm going to bring it up with the YouTubers. But speaking about YouTubers,
Who?
what did you guys think about who did you guys think about, since you bought the fight, Snoop Dogg in the commentating? Would you want to have a guy like Snoop Dogg doing commentating for boxing shows?
I think it was much more fun to watch him sing and smoking that huge blunt going to the ring.
Yeah,
He did well as a commentator.
Right.
I'll give him that. But you know, I mean,
Come on.
stick to what you know.
Stick with you. Okay. What were you going to say,
Yeah,
man?
no, I don't know.
It's like me trying to rap.
Oh!
Plus, Snoop sucks as a rapper now.
Oh, come on,
I think
man!
he should just stay home and smoke weed.
Yeah, you're horrible. What about you, Mr. Thompson? Do you think Snoop has an opportunity to be in this? I heard that people are trying to get him, bro. As a commentator.
Hell.
He could probably do just about anything. Because
He's Snoop Dogg.
But I think Alex was right. Stick with what
Stick
you know.
what you
He
know.
did well what he was doing.
Well, I mean, it just makes you realize what that whole show was. It was just entertainment and a circus.
That's right.
Right.
It was.
A
WWE.
YouTuber, a rapper as a commentator. Come on, man. You know
Now,
what that
we
was.
knew from the
Yeah.
very beginning that that's what was intended, right? I mean, nobody tried to portray the fight as
But some people took it seriously.
well, a lot of people take everything serious.
My friend Sean Fitzgerald from Just Boxing Live says, "I'll buy your LP, Alex." if
There
you're
you
making
go.
that." There you go.
One.
LP.
There'll be one LP. How about the A-track? If you want to buy the A-track?
Okay, so speaking about that again, like the circus, Mayweather says he's gonna. Well, he announced, right? They're fighting Logan Paul,
Oh, God.
another YouTuber. Now, that's gonna be an exhibition fight, but is it? How can I say this though? Is it okay for fighters like Mayweather that have a legacy to be doing this, or?
Well, but we got to go back in other generations. I mean, didn't all the fighters fought somebody? Muhammad Ali fought a wrestler. And,
But they did it for what? Like when Muhammad Ali fought a wrestler, who did he?
I mean, as long as it's an exhibition match,
You don't have a
I'm okay
problem.
with it. But once you start coming into fucking, Logan Paul wants to be a boxer and fight, his brother fighting a basketball player on an actual boxing card where it's sanctioned and referees and it's on your record. I think, come on, man. Like,
But one thing that you have to remember is for this generation, they're portraying to be something that they're not. Same way that they have, I mean, it is what it is. It's just not, what do they really do? What do the Kardashians do? I mean, do they have some
They're
sort of a
children
talent
of rich
other than not looking great?
Okay.
Your parents.
So, but is this? That's
That's
what people feed into, So, if you want to make him a contractor, that guy will show you that he's a contractor. Freaking Vanilla Ice is building homes, in Florida. So, okay, so that's the new thing that people are doing. They want to transform or become something that they're really not, and they're being matched with people that are the same. Now Logan Paul wants to fight this guy and the other. Me personally, I don't want to watch it. Now, if you're going to mix the real fights, real championship boxing, like they did here at the Staples Center with Devin Haney when he was fighting for a world title, and then you put him after, or you put him as a co-main event to a YouTuber, I think to me, because I'm a boxing purist, that's disrespectful. Same thing that happened with Danny Roman in our show in Miami. He was the co-main event to also another stupid YouTube fight, which makes no sense. Danny Roman, same one as Devon Haney, have been fighting since they're freaking 8 years old.
Right.
They put their life, blood and tears into this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then here comes a guy that, says a few F words, and then, he's selling his shoes on YouTube, and suddenly he's, come on, it's just, it's disrespectful.
The
The
argument.
fact that Mayweather's a living legend. He
Yeah.
doesn't need anything other than this. So why would he jump in? He doesn't need the money, so it's not the dough, because he can make that any other way. So I don't know. I would say that if you were going to be changing your direction, that would be the last thing you would do. I think,
Right.
Mayweather is now a promoter. He's doing a fabulous job. He's got some young fighters coming up, training them. He doesn't need to step aside
Should
for
we
anything.
do that?
No, he should stay just like he is, a living legend. Everybody looks at him like one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Of all time. And now he's going to this, man.
But-
He's going to tarnish.
Yeah.
But there's some people in the boxing industry that say that those fights, because a YouTuber be after a regular fight, it's gonna bring new boxing fans. I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
Yeah,
I don't see that either. But you I don't think you're gonna grow into the sport by watching a guy that is a YouTuber that just is a make-believe fighter. You're not gonna make the turn and go and say, "Oh, let me see Ruben Villa," or "Let me see," you know. That it just it.
They're
I don't
not
think
going to convert them.
they're you know it's
They're there
it's a
for
different
the-
breed of people. It's the same way that saying that a lot of people watch UFC and they watch boxing. There's very few of them that watch both sports, that
Right.
like both sports. It's either one or the other. You know, you have the hybrids obviously that watch any type of martial arts or boxing, but I don't know how you bring. I mean, you'll get eyeballs for sure. You'll do good in ratings or pay-per-view sales, but I don't know if those fans will actually stick to boxing and stay in boxing. That's
So the Zone did it to get subscriptions. Maybe they figure out of 1 million subscriptions, maybe 200,000 will forget to cancel it out.
Right?
well. But remember, when you in the first part you could do month to month, and then they changed it to the year, and there was no month to month anymore. So the moment you signed up, you're in for the year,
Yeah,
no matter what.
bro. So
You
now
can
that-
cancel, that's fine, but you still got charged the whole year.
Now,
So wait a
everybody
minute.
say, preach on, guys, about the
So
YouTubers.
Jaime Costechos is saying that Kim Kardashian does have talent. Haven't you seen her video?
Speaking about what they do, okay. So the Kim Kardashian or the Kardashians, right?
Yeah.
They're leaving entertainment, the channel, to start their own network. That's what I'm saying. Like those people have a talent, but whether it's a talent that
Well, that's commerce. That's the United States. You
Right.
can do whatever you want. You
right,
know?
that's what I'm saying. But to me, it's like YouTubers should just stay to. I called it when we did the show for that week. I said, call it celebrity matches. Because remember they used to have celebrity matches back in the late 90s or early 2000s?
That's the Playboy Club.
Or at the Playboy Club, that's what I'm saying. So why not do that? You know what I mean? Don't call it boxing.
I honestly feel if Jake Paul wanted to, become a boxer and fight and do the whole process, I think he'll bring in his fans in. Either way, I think he brings in a fan base.
Well, fight a boxer, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and he'll be able to beat some of them, but I'm saying is, I think
No, he won't.
like lower guys, lower opposition. Not I'm talking about like,
Yeah.
There's
You look at me like me.
will I cover Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor? No, I won't, bro. There you go, man. No,
Yeah.
I won't. All right. Can you guys give us a little taste of what's coming in 2021 for Thompson Boxing and your stable? A little taste. I know you guys have some hidden gems that you guys don't want to tell us.
Well, what I think Alex will jump on it in a second, but I think, to be honest with you, in 2021, we're going to try to showcase every major fighter we have as fast as we possibly can. And moving them up, letting people get a chance to see them. And with the viewers that we have now, which is well in the hundreds of thousands on
Yes.
then they'll have a chance for the world to see what's coming their way. So I think this next year will be great for us and for our fighters.
Now, let me ask you something else, though. Okay, get on that one.
Well, continuity is important for us. Obviously, we have the guys that have already basically graduating and moving up in different directions. Business has shifted tremendously because of the virus. Patience is important right now. Opportunities are not as open, not just in our shows, but elsewhere. Obviously, we're going to keep pushing forward for Ruben Torres, for Michael Dachover, Ruben Villa, in conjunction with our partner, Artie Pellulo, Banner Promotions. And then, we have the younger generation that we're bringing up. We're talking to a couple of the fighters that we're going to be able to sign in the very near future. We have 2 or 3 that we're already pretty much close to finalizing deals with them. And that's going to give us a little bit of new blood for 2021. So we want to keep busy. We want to keep featuring our fighters and moving them in the right direction.
Now, the reason why I got into that is because I know NBC and NBC networks are doing shows out of Hollywood.
Right.
Have they contacted you guys about
Yes.
having? Okay, because I was gonna say, is that something you guys are looking at being part of?
We have had conversations with them in the past as they were setting up their shows. There's some interesting matches that they brought up to my attention. It just didn't work out because of timing.
Okay.
Some of the fighters that they wanted to participate on their events were at the time not ready or available, or we had already slated for our own shows.
Right.
I think the concept that they have is really good. It's similar to what they're doing. The difference is that they have the ability to do it on network television. They're matching fighters in a very tough way. We're not afraid of doing so.
Okay.
As long as the fighters are getting rewarded and getting paid the right amount, and we also have to look at it from a business point of view. If it makes sense for us dollar-wise, then we definitely can talk about it.
Okay. Now we're gonna wrap up the interview and then we're gonna get into predictions. But let them know about this Sunday, right? 3-2-1 boxing. What time?
3-2-1 boxing starts at 3:30 Pacific time, 6:30 in the East Coast. We will have 3 fights, as we said before. That's why it's called 3-2-1. 3 all-action bouts.
Yes.
Jessica Rosales, Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and we have a surprise too coming in with the team.
I already know what the surprise is, bro. I saw the surprise with Danny Roman and
It's not Snoop Dogg, is it?
No.
Snoop Dogg is going to smoke a blunt.
But hey, the surprise that I saw, I'm happy that surprise will be there on Sunday.
Yes, so we have and I'm going to say it, Steve Kim's coming back to the team after he just canceled his subscription. So we will have it's about a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
All action. We can watch it on ThompsonBoxing.com, on Facebook Live, on our YouTube channel, and also on Fight Hub TV. Those 4 main.
Fight, the FITE.
Yeah, Fight. No, not FIT.
Oh, no, okay.
Fight Hub TV, which is on YouTube. So
Nice.
we're expecting a big event as far as the viewership. We're in between NFL games, 3:30 in the afternoon. Grab a couple fresh ones and enjoy the show. It should be fun.
We'll share it on the boxing rundown.
We'll share out the boxing rundown. Once again, guys, don't forget 3 o'clock.
3:30.
3:30. Don't forget 3:30. Thompson Boxing was gonna have 3-2-1 on their website.
Now remember, there's fights Wednesday on FS1. There's fights on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Now we have fights.
And Sunday. We can close out a great last week of the year with good fights.
Good fights. Good fights. So with that said, let's get into predictions. And I didn't want to get into the ones on Thursday, which are the NBC ones.
Right. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Thursday,
those are the Thursday ones. And then I know that you're talking about the Tuesday ones out in... Well, let's give them a shout out.
Sure.
It's in Australia, and it's Tim Sue fighting again. Costa Sue's son, still fighting out there, man.
Monster.
And Monster, man. I thought he would be doing his next fight here, but obviously they don't want to bring him to the bubble yet.
No.
Because I know that Top Rank wants that guy. You know what I mean? Do you guys want that guy here too?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, is he different than his dad, Tim?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, Costa Sue was a machine. If he's half of what his dad was, it'd be
You're
terrific.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
I still remember when he beat Judah. Is that Judah?
Yeah.
Still remember when he
Made him
beat
do that
Chad.
little dance.
Yep.
He beat a lot of people, man.
Bad man.
Yeah, let's get to Friday night. The Zone, Florida. Gennady Golovkin versus Camille Zeramita.
Exactly.
There you go, man. Whoa. The
Enough
Z-Man,
said.
dude. I call him the Z-Man, bro. Okay, who we got on that one, bro?
I'm going to
Did
have to
you
go with
start-
Golovkin. I don't even know who the guy is.
All right, Golovkin.
I'm gonna go for the Polish. Just to be a contrarian. He only has 5 knockouts.
Yeah, he only has 3 knockouts, bro.
And obviously he's the mandatory of the IBF. What are you gonna do? But hey, the interesting thing will be to see where Triple G is. He didn't look as good in his last couple of fights. See if he's got a little bit of a spring in his step, and he should win. He should win easily. But we'll see what he brings.
What it's for, right? Like a guy
Yeah,
with
to see
no
where he's at,
power,
yeah.
undefeated. Maybe he could give him some rounds. Let's see where he's at.
Yeah.
the best way to get rounds is by getting a fight, right? Better than sparring.
Absolutely. You can spar all year round, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. Mr. Thompson, who you got on that one?
I would go. Go ahead.
No, go.
I think I'd follow Alex.
Alex, everybody's going with Triple G.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going with Triple G.
How can you go against Triple G? I mean, no matter how you look at it, I mean, he's got the talent, he can do it. All he has to do is step in and bring it back. And I think he'll do that.
You guys think he's gonna move up, Triple G, or he's gonna stay at 160 now?
How old is he now?
Too old.
He's so old. He's 130. You know, he's 36. I'll be 130. He's 36 or 37 now.
Oh, he's still okay, but
Check.
when he was in his heyday, when that wasn't too long ago, he was sparring with heavyweights up in Big
Oh
Bay.
yeah?
Yeah, he was
38.
sparring. Yeah, 38. Yeah, so I mean, what is Pacquiao? 41.
Yeah.
You know, so. But I mean,
What's Chavez? Junior.
which one?
No, Junior.
Oh, 62. I mean, it'll be interesting. I don't think he can move up that easily. I mean,
No?
I mean, what is he fighting now? 68 or 60?
160.
160. Staying at 160. He's comfortable at 160.
160.
I mean, if he wants to fight, Canelo, he's gonna have to move up eventually, and he's gonna have to test the waters with somebody before. I mean, I wouldn't jump right
At Canelo?
right now, Canelo.
No, you wouldn't jump at Canelo if it were Triple
I
G.
just saw the replay of him against Kovalev, and you know, people were hating on Canelo for taking that long. He beat the living shit out of Kovalev, and he's a big dude.
Right.
And the way he knocked him out, it was not just one shot; it was two hooks that.
He was paid off to lose though. While he was there.
Sure, and I'm a Russian hacker.
He's like,
Yeah, it's the same thing.
man,
Give me a break.
things you
Paid
read on
off.
the internet.
Yeah,
Jesus.
paid off. Pay me off.
Speaking about good talent, also Friday on this one is Fight TV. That's what I was asking you because this is FITE TV from Texas. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez makes his return to the ring against Alfonso Lopez. Who do you got on that one, man?
Who? Nice.
You're horrible, too, dude.
I was a fan of Zurdo. I think I don't know what he's going through with his promoters, but I just think his career wasn't managed the right way or something. I don't know, something that.
Okay, let's ask this. If Zurdo Ramirez came to Thompson Boxing right now and said, you know what, I'm out of contract, the people I'm working with, obviously now they have me fighting on, I never heard of that network. That's why when you said it, I was kind of nervous. I was like, whoa, maybe there is something. But would you guys work with him?
In a heartbeat.
Zurdo?
In a heartbeat, of course.
Do you guys agree with Xavier that his career has just been mishandled the last year? Probably a year? Or
Well,
I don't know what he's going through. Like I said,
He left Top Rank. I don't know how amicable was the departure from Top Rank. You know, again, victim of this whole time of not having fights, not being able to travel too much and all that stuff. But look, Zurdo, he's a Ramirez and he's Mexican, right? So people are expecting that he's going to go and blast everybody out. He's got a little bit more of a style and stuff. But I mean, I've seen him fight. I've seen him spar. He's, I think, still young, terrific talent, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Now,
if he dedicates himself,
it just seems like he's marketable, right? He has the
of
looks.
course, yeah, he's got the looks. He's got the style. He's in a great weight division. You know, I mean, if he's handled properly, he could be fighting Canelo. You know, so. But I don't know where he's at. Like Xavier says, I don't know what he's promotionally. I don't know what. But if a guy like that would come here and knock on our door immediately.
Vámonos! You got him.
Vámonos.
All right. So who?
Unless he's been on the boxing rundown.
Yeah, he's been on the boxing rundown. So okay, who we got on that prediction, man? I think everyone's in a clean house with that one, right? Zurdo.
Yeah.
Zurdo's gonna get it. Zurdo to Thompson. All right. Let's go to the Saturday's card. Speaking about the king of the pound for pound king, but let's go with one of the fighters locally from there. Diego Pacheco takes on Rodolfo Gomez. This
is he still fighting? I read somewhere that the fight is off because of illness.
Who?
Diego Pacheco.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, him and
I know that
Martinez is out.
Martinez is out.
I heard that both of them are out.
Okay. Well,
And they're trying to reconfigure that whole card.
the whole card?
Yeah, because they don't have another 12 rounder. That was another world title they had, so they're trying to shape it up with something.
Okay, so then let's just go to the main event, man. The pound for pound king, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Smith for the WBA and WBC 168 titles. Who we got? Who wants to go first? I'll
I think
go
it's
first.
a great fight.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, God. I think I'm going Canelo. I'm going Canelo with body shots, I think.
Canelo body? Okay, so he stops him.
I think that's where he's going to have to go. I mean, the guy is like 6'4" or something. His body's there. I think.
Callum's a terrific fighter, too.
I say decision.
See, of all the fights that Canelo, they've been talking over the last whatever months.
That's the one that I didn't want.
That's the best one that he can have. And actually,
You really like that fight? That's the one that
I really like the fight.
I was afraid of.
Well, that's the point. You know, if he's going to fight me, you know what the result's going to be. He's going to kick my ass, right?
He was afraid of that fight. He was saying it for a while.
Right. But that's the guy that they call Mundo, right?
Right.
Yeah, terrific fight. I think it's a great way for the zone to go back in the map. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of crazy that he's going back to the zone after he left.
Golden Boy in the zone.
Yeah, in the zone, and now he's back in the zone. I think Canelo's going to win, but I think it's a heck of a fight. A really good fight.
Do you think it goes the distance, or you think?
No, I think he stops him late in their fight.
Late?
Yeah.
Look, Callum Smith is ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine.
Right.
He's is he unified? No, he's
No.
WBA.
Yeah, WBA.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's no matter what I think the outcome, even if Canelo wins, I think they're gonna be saying, who did he fight? He fought nobody. You're already reading there right now.
It's like
dude.
you're expected for the there's Canelo haters.
Yeah.
They're always gonna say, who did he fight? Just like when he fought Kovalev, who did he fight?
Well, the only way that Canelo, people are gonna say that he fought somebody when he fights himself. I mean, who else can he fight?
Right.
I mean,
everybody there is.
who else is out there? I mean,
They want him to fight like Callum Smith Saturday, the next fight Benavidez, the next fight.
No, and then that's the Saturday, and then they want Benavidez on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and then so it
They
doesn't
just
work.
keep going the goalpost.
To me, it's funny because they're saying, well, he's fighting all these guys, but he doesn't want to fight the Charlos. And I'm okay. Let me ask you this: do you guys think any Charlo would beat Kovalev or would beat any of those guys? And they're like, yeah, easier than Canelo.
I think eventually they will fight.
Yeah, I think they'll fight each other, but
They gotta win
they're
the
thinking that the Charlos are like the ones that he fears the most. And I'm like, bro,
Now, you got to look at it from this perspective too. When Canelo was with Golden Boy, it's not that he was protected, but they were securing their business too.
Right.
You're not gonna go throw him out there with something that doesn't make sense. You were selling pay-per-views, then you went to the zone, and then they picked a few fighters that were not questionable. He fought the best out there. When he fought Kovalev, as I just mentioned before, it was not an easy fight.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. When he started with the zone and their deal, yeah, he fought, but he had just fought a month and a half before that. Now he's an independent guy. He's a free agent, and he can pick whoever he wants, and he's handling his own business in that sense. So if he wants to go after the Charlo brothers, I'm sure PBC is going to make him a great offer. Great offer,
Now, let me ask you this. Because you brought something up right now, and we'll give the predictions after. Do you think now he lost that protection? Because who's in his
I don't
ear?
think they were protecting him. They were protecting their business.
Their business.
Yeah, their business.
Okay.
And by protecting the business, they're protecting the fighter. It's normal. You're not gonna throw your golden goose to the freaking wolves. Not only that, they're not the wolves. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put him against a guy that is tough.
Right.
But what does that guy sell? What does it generate for you, for your fighter?
So you're not
other than being a tough
Opponent.
a very tough opponent, does he bring something to the table?
table.
Who brings the most? Who sells the tickets?
So
Who sells the
what you
pay-per-view?
do is you put Charlo, you put Kovalev, you put, let's say, Billy Joe Saunders, right?
Mhm.
You're like, okay, well, this guy, Charlo hasn't done a pay-per-view, so boom, right?
Billy Joe Saunders is
Billy
a horrible
Joe
fight.
Saunders is a horrible fight.
Horrible match.
People are going to be like bored. It's going to be like
Same with
Andy Lara. So then you look at Kovalev. Okay, this guy's done pay-per-view. This guy's fought Andre Ward, so we go there.
And there's a storyline. We're moving up to 175.
Yeah, you give him
To
that
fight a
division.
legitimate light
Yeah.
heavyweight who
Right.
has fought Andre Ward twice, who's fought everybody and their brother, and has been the toughest guy that you've
But why
seen.
doesn't he fight pay-per-view?
But Charlo's
That's what they said.
fast. I mean, everyone knows him now. This guy sells tickets. He and his brother both are known. I think that's the one that's coming down the pipe.
Eventually.
Mr. Thompson saying that, guys.
No, I
There
said
you
it's
go.
right now. Eventually it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. There you go, man. There you go. I like that. Oh, big shout outs to the Mercado family.
Yeah, hey.
They're in there. Big shout out to Mercado family.
Hey, good luck. Shout out to G2G Boxing.
Okay.
Ernesto Mercado out there in Nicaragua.
So what's our prediction, guys, for Canelo versus Caleb Smith? You said body, stoppage, two-day stoppage.
I had to think about it a little bit. I think if it goes the distance, there's going to be people saying that Smith was robbed. I mean, there's always that whole controversy with Canelo.
Okay, so what are you going with?
I'm going Canelo.
But what?
Body shots. I think
Okay,
he'll
late
wear
stoppage.
him down and stop him.
So Alex won the same way. Late stoppage, right?
Late stoppage, yes.
Mr. Thompson.
No question who's going to win that fight. Canelo all the way. I mean, that's guaranteed.
Woo!
How can you possibly go against a guy like that?
And he beat his brother too, right?
Yeah.
Smith.
So I'm going to go with Canelo. I am also thinking it's going to be stoppage. I'm going to say, and it's crazy that I'm even thinking this, I don't know why, but I've had it since the fight was announced this week, the times when Canelo left, you know what I mean, to Texas. I don't know why I got this picture, but I think it's not going to go past 6 rounds, man. I don't know why.
And it's for the WBC belt too, right?
Yeah, the WBC, which is David Benavidez's belt.
So it's going to be, is that considered being a unified champion, even if you...
He's going to have to be in the WBC.
Unified, yes. It's
Unified.
unified.
Yeah.
And he'll probably get ring TV.
So that having those two bouts, it kind of forces Canelo to fight those other big names, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And that's what I think Alex
But see-
said. He's got to move up. If Triple G wants to fight Canelo, he's got to move up.
Right. Now, again, talking about Pacquiao, now we're talking about Canelo. He can fight whoever the hell he wants. Whoever the hell he wants. If he wants to put the Charlo brothers in the cooler, well, he could do it. I know fans are not going to like it. They're not going to like what I'm saying, but it's the truth.
That's the truth, man.
It's like
He
what's
paid his
gonna
dues, right?
what is gonna look. He had a $36 million contract per fight. Okay, it was one of the richest contracts in the history of sports for a little bit until some baseball player came in and took that out. But regardless of the matter, I mean, if he's generating that much business, he could sell, I don't know, the Dodger Stadium fighting a guy like me, without a doubt. And he could fight a guy like me 17 times. Because, there's going to be the haters that are talking garbage all the time. Who did he fight, whatever. But those same haters are going to be watching him on television.
Because boxing...
And that's what happened with Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
It's a business.
We didn't watch him because we wanted Mayweather to win. We wanted him to lose,
Right.
but we used to watch them.
Now, I know that Canelo thinks about his legacy. He obviously wants to fight the best. But he can make that choice and that decision. They have to come to him. He doesn't have to go to them.
To them.
Simple.
And at the end of the day, boxing is a business.
This is why we come to Thompson Boxing, guys. We get the gems, we get the diamonds, we get the knowledge. Like I said before, we're not the experts. We come to the experts to get all the information. Don't forget also this Sunday, 3:30, ThompsonBoxing.com.
Yes.
Watch 321 Boxing and also Facebook, Thompson Boxing Facebook. Catch them there. Fight Hub TV on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
And also Thompson YouTube. You guys will watch the fights at 3:30, guys. Make sure you guys tune in. The opener, man. I mean, I'm just excited about the opener right now, man.
Barn burner.
Barn burner. I want to see that, man. I want to see that beef. That beef, got to get it going. And the main event is awesome, guys. So make sure you guys tune in. Ruben Torres is some kid that is making a lot of noise. So I'm not going to give you guys everything because you guys got to watch him yourself.
Don't forget Saul Sanchez and Mario Hernandez. There's two windmills.
Oh, yeah. that one, I thought you didn't want to talk about that one, but that's a good pin-up right
Pacoima
there.
against Santa Ana.
There you go.
There you go. But, and,
It's a good thing we don't have public over there. It'll be tough.
I can throw a rock right to Santa Ana.
all right, guys, with that said, thank you, Jose Corona. Make sure you guys share. Yes, the show ended, brother. All right, guys. Anything you guys want to leave them with?
Tune in for the great fight, December 20th, 3:30. You'll see something spectacular.
There you go. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is the last show for the rundown. We'll be back in January. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget, give your prayers to Anthony Saldana, guys, and everybody else. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
That was fabulous.
Thank you. There you go.